What's up, crew? My name's Captain Dave, and welcome back to Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Oh, that just feels so good to say. But, last time we left off, we managed to get our hands on two of the Infinity Stones, the Time Stone and the Space Stone. And as we heard from Luke Cage, it seems like Jessica Jones may have a lead on where the third stone may be. So, I think that is definitely the first port of call. That is definitely the most priority on our list right now, is to track down where these last four Infinity Stones are before Thanos and the rest of the Black Order can get their grubby little mitts on them. But, since how we are at one of these shield access points, let's go ahead and see if we can upgrade the team anything before we move on. And looking at the levels right now, since they're all level 9 other than Miles Morales, it seems like Miles is probably the only one we can level up at this moment. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick an AP point in Surprise Strike. I think a new ability you unlocked at level 10. And seeing how most of these first abilities only take 5 AP points to unlock, what I'll do is every time a character gets a new ability, I'll stick a first point in there, and then once I've accumulated quite a few AP points, I'll probably respec their abilities for how I actually use them. But it's going to be a bit of a slow slog trying to get up these AP points, because the next level's 10, next level's 25 is how many AP points we need to upgrade them. So that's what I'll probably do. Stick a point in every single one of their abilities and then respec at a later date. But while we're here, we'll pop into the lab as well and see if there's anything we can tinker with, anything we can do to upgrade our team. Since the last recording session, I actually went and did a little bit of research and cleared up any confusion I had with this energy symbol here. I'm sure a bunch of you guys have probably told me in the comments, but I haven't uploaded the first video as of recording this yet, so I haven't had a chance to read. Because it hasn't happened yet. But this energy symbol here, this relates to how much energy the character has to do their ability. So like their EP bar. It isn't actually energy attacks. Energy attacks and mystical attacks and everything like that is to do with mastery. So if you increase mastery, it increases how much damage mystical and energy attacks do. So say like the Venom Strike from Miles Morales, any flame abilities Crystal or Fire Star-Lord may have, or any of the Hex powers that Scarlet Witch have. It's all increased by mastery. The energy up here only relates to how much energy all of the characters have to do their abilities. So I had a little bit of confusion in the last recording session. I just wanted to clear that up. So strength is the physical damage a character does. Durability is the physical resistance they have to physical attacks. Resilience is the resistance they have to mystical or energy-based attacks. Mastery is the damage for mystical or energy-based attacks. Energy is how much EP. And vitality is how much health a character has. I just wanted to clear that up because I had a bit of confusion in the last one. So first thing we're going to do, is put a point into energy. I think energy and health are always the first two things I'm going to do because they're vital to every single character. No matter what their strengths or weaknesses are, every character has the energy and every character has vitality. So I think they're the two most important things. I would say after that, durability and resistance. But probably strength, because every character punches and kicks. I already had some into health, so let's do a little bit of their physical output as well. Because if a character runs out of energy, they all have to punch and kick to get themselves out of situations. And then after that, it really comes down to personal choice, what sort of team you're building. And I haven't actually finished building my team. The current team we have isn't the actual, the final outcome of what I'm going to do. But I do think probably durability over resilience, just because I'm trying to think about the most enemies and most boss battles. Durability is where you normally want to go. So, I don't know. I've got a bit of a toss-up here between energy and durability. I'm not quite sure yet. I'll put one in durability. Just because I know where we're going next, there's a lot of a physical attack. So let's put it in durability and just make sure that our team can take the punches. But that being said and done, it seems like we've got some fellow Avengers around here who might want to chat before we get on with the mission.
What's on your mind?
Oh, so many things. If the Infinity Stones can alter time and space, why can't we use them to stop Thanos right now?
Because power like theirs always comes with a price tag. The stones twist the laws of nature past their breaking points. Using even one could force the universe into shutdown mode. Not fun.
Or crack open the multiverse, which I hope we're going to see in the MCU at some point, maybe in the future in the Doctor Strange 2 film, who knows. So, what are we supposed to do with them then? We can't just leave them in Star-Lord's pocket.
Protecting the Infinity Stones needs to be our first priority, but actually using them is our last resort.
I suppose at this point it's fair enough that you can talk about endgame spoilers, but yeah, Iron Man knows that more than anyone, I think, but...
Greetings, fellow warriors. What sayest thou?
Think thou can call in extra help from Asgard? Thor?
The All-Father chooses not to meddle in the affairs of mortals. On that matter, we do not see eye to eye.
Quite literally in his case.
'Tis my belief that any who pray to the gods deserve to have their pleas answered.
And it depends on what they're praying on, really. Either have their praise answered or you just live down the hammer on their head. But anywho, Nick Fury, what do you have for us? What debrief do you have before our next mission?
Nice work, soldier. But the mission's just begun.
Looks like Thanos isn't alone in his quest for the Infinity Stones.
Yeah. Apparently, we're not the only ones who've gathered a team. Intel from the Nova Corps identifies his crew as the Black Order. Some of the most vicious warriors in the known universe. And if they serve Thanos, then you already know where they're headed.
If they get the stones, well, I guess we just saw what happens. How do we prevent that horrible future?
We find the stones before they do. We've secured 2 of them already, so that's a good start. But it won't be enough.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm honestly surprised we already have 2 stones. I figured that it would take a lot longer to track these things down.
And I can guarantee that we aren't the only ones who noticed their arrival. Every villain from here to Wakanda is probably trying to claim their power by now.
So what's our next step?
S.H.I.E.L.D. needs to coordinate with Alpha Flight and strategize a defense effort for when Thanos and his goons make planetfall. They'll need the director on deck for that, which means you're gonna have to handle the search for the stones without me.
You sure we can do this, Nick?
Fought a lot of battles in my day, and only dreamed of having an alliance like this one backing me up. If this team can't handle the mission, no one can.
Took you long enough. Good thing I charge by the hour.
Looks like Jessica Jones is going to be our own private escort for this one. Alright, what information do you have for us, Jess?
If my sources are right, we don't have any time to waste.
Did you really locate one of the Infinity Stones?
Maybe. I got a tip that the Kingpin acquired some sort of amped up crystal. Can't say for sure it's one of yours, but chances are good.
I'll take any lead we can get at this moment. The Kingpin?
You know, Wilson Fisk. Legitimate businessman by day, corrupt criminal overlord by night. That guy.
Where is the Kingpin hiding the stone?
Well, he's not at Fisk Tower, which means he's probably holed away in that weird fortress of his, Shadowland. Just look for the ancient ninja temple on top of a skyscraper. You can't miss it.
Great work, Jess.
Oh, you know me. I just love the superhero stuff.
Alright, a great ninja temple on top of a skyscraper. Yeah, that thing really will stand out. Alright, let's move on and see what we can find.
Sorry, gang. I've got another lead to follow up on. I'll meet up with you a bit later, but I'll stay in touch just in case, okay?
So I'm guessing that was sarcasm then about loving the superhero stuff.
Oh, did I mention that the ancient ninja temple is guarded by actual ninjas? If not, I probably should.
Yep, heads up would have been nice, but I think our team's got it sorted. Or if not, at least Hulk does. Tell you what, why don't we all just go for coffee and we'll just let Hulk solo this one. Oh, look, the ninjas are doing graffiti as well. See, they're not one-dimensional, they might be ninjas, but they have an artistic side. Well, that will be the ninja temple on top of a skyscraper she was talking about.
I'm betting you've noticed this by now, but the Hands ninjas have a tendency to appear out of nowhere. Iron Fist says it's some sort of magic mumbo-jumbo that lets them materialize out of thin air. Whatever it is, they're sneaky little jerks, so watch out.
Let's use out Miles' new Venom Strike ability. So, as far as I'm aware with Miles' Venom Strike, as you just heard him quite accurately said, it's a sneak attack, so he goes invisible.
Sneak attack.
and then hits him with quite a powerful Venom Strike. Out of all of Miles' abilities, that's probably the best one to knock down an enemy's stagger gauge. However, Miles is not really the character you want to use to try and knock down a stagger gauge, but I mean, if you've really run out of options, then his Venom Strike's probably the best one to use it for.
See those searchlights sweeping the rooftop? That means the hand knows we're coming. Stick to the shadows or you'll never make it to the temple. At least, not in one piece.
Brace yourselves.
Well, I'm going to stick to the shadows. I can't really speak for the rest of my team, but as long as we stay out of the spotlight, things should, hopefully go to plan. Oh, God!
Been made. Why not just announce you're here?
Bring in the reserves.
Oh, do you know what? As soon as I started saying that, I knew I was going to trip the spotlight. And do you know what the funny thing is? That's the first time I've ever tripped the spotlight. Dave Luck strikes again. That's what I get for being cocky. Karma always has had a way of putting me in my place very, very swiftly. I'm not sure what Scarlet Witch is saying, but it seems like she keeps saying bad. And yeah, I know my performance was quite bad. Then you don't have to rub it in my face. Alright, see if round 2 goes any better. Alright, that spotlight's going to come back, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not falling for this one. Go, 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 go. Yeah, so as long as you're out of the spotlight, that's all that really matters. If your team ends up in the spotlight, it's not really the end of the world, but...
Shield dash.
Whoa, well, that spotlight was going to get us then. Go, go, go. Move, team. I'm looking at you, Cap. Come on, that shield ain't that heavy. I thought you have a super soldier serum going through your veins.
Huh. Guess my source was right. My path was quicker and easier than yours.
Yeah, heads up would have been nice. Why couldn't we go the same way as you? We had to go through the spotlight of death. How did Kingpin's ninjas know we were coming, other than me tripping the spotlight?
While I waited for you to get here, my fellow defenders went ahead inside. For some reason, those guys just can't resist all this stupid ninja crap.
You don't really seem like the super team type.
Oh, I'm not. Spandex is my arch nemesis. But someone's got to keep the streets safe for normal people while the other heroes are busy fighting giant squids on the moon or whatever.
No, fair enough. How do we get into Shadowland?
It looks like the temple's on high alert. That's on us. The hand already sealed off the main gates. But I think I can remedy that. How can it be?
Impressive as always, Jess. You gonna tell me how you got through all that without getting caught?
Nope. Gotta keep the mystery in our relationship alive somehow, babe.
I love Scarlet Witch was like, how could it be? Well, she punched the controller. We quite clearly saw that happen. Oh, and here comes some more fun.
I hate to ditch, but I just got an emergency call from a client who pays a lot more than you. Get inside and meet up with the defenders. They'll help you handle it from here. I hope.
Yeah, speaking of the defenders, remind me when we catch up to them to thank them for tripping the alarm and basically letting all the ninjas know that we're coming. Just making sure I'm keeping my head on a swivel and seeing if I can check out if there's any more secret areas. Ah, and any more boxes. And any more bad guys. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
More power fluctuations in that region. Try to find the source.
We just mopped the floor with like 1,000 ninjas, and then these two come down and think they can take on like, what, 3 Avengers and Miles Morales? So what do you have here? Synergy trial, defeat a Dr. Octopus. Yeah, don't think we're going to be doing that anytime soon. Ah, more ninjas. Oh, looks like we have a welcome party.
One last thing. Danny just texted me and told me he'll meet you at the door. Knowing him, you'll probably want to stand back.
I was wondering if we could actually do any synergy attacks, seeing as how Miles has a new ability, but I guess not. I know this team can eventually do a synergy attack. It's just the first time I went through with this, I didn't have this team this early on, so. Oh, look at that, we can do synergy attacks with this team. Both with Miles' regular ability and his Venom Strike. Oh, that's weird. I wonder why that didn't come up last time in the last recording session. Maybe just the characters never had any EP, so they couldn't do it. How strange.
As much as I appreciate a timeless weapon like yours, I prefer an immortal one like mine! That was a good warm-up, but the real challenge still lies ahead.
I am eager to see this through.
Hulk has better things to do than smash beauty queens.
Like what? Working on your calisthenics, are we? Oh, looks like Cap's leveled up enough to get his second ability. Now, his second ability isn't an offensive one, it's purely defensive. That I personally have found has limited uses, but when it does have a use, oh, does it come in handy. It's basically, he gets his shield up and resists pretty much all damage that comes his way. It can be used in some synergies, which is probably why actually now Captain America and Miles can do that synergy, come to think about it. But it has very limited uses, but trust me, when you do use it, the very few times I found I did need it, God did it come in handy. Get your own bad guy, Scarlet Witch. Don't come over here trying to steal caps. Ah, looks like there's more boys want to join the party. Fair enough. You come to a party, I've got presents. Nobody leaves empty-handed. Oh, why am I going in there doing hand-to-hand combat with Scarlet Witch? That's probably the worst thing I could do with this character.
They chose a violent path. They reaped what they sowed.
I thought I did for a second then.
Been training for this my whole life.
Iron Fist is a cool character. He's a cool physical character. I haven't actually played all that much with him, so I don't know all of the abilities he unlocks. But he's a decent character, but he is not making the cut this time around. But he is one of many, many, many characters, pretty much every character in this game that I wanted a part of my team. But unfortunately, it's just not happening. There are other. I've got plans for the guys that I have now, and I've got plans for some of the characters I'm going to be getting later. Despite what I said, I'm actually not going to put an AP point into absolute defense. I'm just going to hold on to some of these AP points. And actually, no, do you know what? I will. Just because it reduces the EP cost, and I might as well have it in absolute defense instead of it just sitting there doing nothing. And as I said, later on, I can just I can reset the rank abilities and just put them around, distributing them a little bit better. So let's put one in Disaster Field as well. Disaster Field is quite decent. If you actually play co-op with like your friends or online, she's a really good support character because Disaster Field basically puts like a magical aura on the floor, which damages enemies over time, and also I believe this is the one that slows them down. Yeah, puts a slowing effect on enemies, and you control where the area is, so you can actually move it around and hit different enemies, slowing them all down. Playing with a computer is not as effective, but if you're playing with co-op, other teammates, like say you're playing, someone's actually controlling Captain America and the Hulk, she is a great like a controller, a great assisting character. I can't think of the word right now. My brain's not working. But yeah, she's a great supportive character to have. And later on, she actually gets a healing ability as well, which just makes her one of the probably the most powerful supportive characters in this game, in my opinion.
It's always nice to have a few extra allies in the eternal war against evil.
What happened to the rest of the defenders? Other than they're busy blowing our cover elsewhere?
It was just me and Daredevil. He went ahead into the temple, but the Hand ambushed me and sealed the gate before I could follow him.
How do we get the gate back open?
I wish I knew. As you saw earlier, I have a way with doors. But not even the full might of my iron fist could break through this one.
What do you think the Hand are after all this?
Same thing they've been after for centuries. Power. They may see the Kingpin as the best means to gain it right now, but ultimately, the only master they serve is themselves.
Should we get back into the fight?
I thought you'd never ask.
I almost didn't. Okie pokey, we'll scout up ahead. You join us when you see fit. Take a little breather.
I've searched the whole room and there are no other doors. Unless we find a way to open this gate, our journey ends here.
If you like this video and want to see more going forwards, please consider pressing the like button. It really helps the channel to grow. If you're new here, definitely subscribe and always push that notification bell to be notified of all future videos going forward.